Welcome to another exciting installment of the Terrorisk podcast.
Yeah, you brought it back.
Yeah.
Nice.
It honestly feels like it's been a while since doing an in-person episode, where I'm, in person with the guest, because the last few have been with fucking Exertus.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been hanging with the neo Mormons, I guess.
They're not all Mormon?
No, I mean he might be.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he might be, but I don't think everyone who's
definitely not.
No, no, definitely not.
Yeah. What do you think of neo-Mormonism in general? What is that?
It's like the same. I would
it's just normal Mormonism,
I would say
for kids.
I would say it's the same shit as neo Buddhism. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think there is a neo-Buddhism.
Oh yes, there is. There's always a neo. Yeah, I mean, look, the idea is, first of all, this has been prophesized in different rapture mythologies and all that shit. Yeah. The idea that there's going to be a specific group of people, it could be a wave of people. Some might say generation. I prefer the term wave of people.
Wave.
And this wave of people it's almost that it's prophesized that they would come and they would create. I mean, the Christians say these will be the true Christians that are not, bound by politics or race. The 144,000 or some shit like that. Right. And these are the people, the chosen ones who come. And I don't hold too much stock in that number per se, but I do hold stock in the idea of a wave of people becoming spiritually enlightened.
Sure.
And it's not even you have to impose your narrative on anyone. All you got to do is just embody it. If you embody it, people see it, and if people see it, they're gonna want to know. They're gonna want a piece of it, and they'll ask you, it's well, how do you be like this? And then you tell them, just align mind, body, and soul, and then.
Yeah, so easy. And then just fucking do it, bro.
No, but it's not that. It's not about one easy moment. To me, it's just about it's lighting the fuse. It's setting that one domino to fall. Yes. Where it's first of all, just the idea of telling someone, align yourself in mind, body, and soul, and they're gonna think about that. They're gonna be mind and body. All right, but what's the soul? What the fuck is that? What is that?
People are not gonna think about it. If there's one thing I know about people, it's that they don't think about it.
Yeah, I think people.
They're just gonna be okay.
Are you kidding me? People talk about it all the time. They're always thinking.
No. The people who talk about it talk about it. But the people who don't, they're just gonna be
I mean, I think a lot of people talk about it. It's just some people are cynical about it. Some people are very what's the word? Fucking irreverent about it. Some people are very some people are ambiguous. Some people are very zealots about it. Big huge zealots about it. And I think really what it boils down to, I mean, as far as trying to keep this balancing act of a rationally minded spiritual person, really what it is being caught between science and dogma. I mean, and in between you're in this it's a rock and a hard place, I
don't think that's true. I think ultimately, if you're doing spirituality and not religion, the two don't really interfere.
Well, religion is spiritual.
Yes, but I'm saying the only time...
It's not the religion that's bad, it's the dogma. It's the dogmatic aspects of anything.
Sort of. No, I'm saying the problem is when religion oversteps its boundaries and starts saying shit about
and that's
science.
That's what dogmatism enables. That's what it's really guilty of.
No, because you can be dogmatic and not touch science at all.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's the other end of the spectrum. It's either if you're a spiritualist, you're true, the two hugest obstacles that you're going to have to overcome are people that are either really dogmatic about their own religious beliefs and their own religious traditions and their institutions, or B, that are very hard materialists. They don't even believe in a soul because it's never even been observed materially,
Sure.
Stuff like that. So when you're that's the challenge as a quote unquote spiritualist, as a person who is spiritual or tries to walk a spiritual path, is you're going to have to contend with the fact that there are religious fanatics out there who are kind of in your space, metaphysically, and they're all about dogma and what's a sin and what isn't, what's right and what's not. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have people that don't even believe in the soul and all that shit. All they believe in is the hard material reality they could observe with their five senses and all that.
Both are cool.
I mean, it just sucks being caught in between because both have their pitfalls, clearly.
Well, yeah, but it's at this. I hate being like that, but I want to say it's a false dichotomy. Like, you have the material stuff, and then you have the non-material stuff, and they don't have to conflict. They're just both their own things that, like, can exist.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, it's, I think the problems arise when people realize how vulnerable we are in one, if not the other. You know, like, you either exploit people on the material end,
yeah,
and otherwise you exploit people on the spiritual end, or the non-material end, you know? And that's like, that's a big issue, because it's, I mean, first of all, like, there are the people that are, that will, like, completely be hypersensitive about their spiritual nature and their psychic defenses, and they'll completely neglect their material presence in society and the world, and they'll just be like unemployed weirdos or like grifters.
But there's nothing about spirituality that tells you to ignore the material side. That's the false dichotomy.
I agree with that. I mean, honestly, like, but here's, I guess it's just,
I mean, I'm not going to say there's nothing. There are schools and traditions that say that, but like, I don't think that's really...
It's a little ambiguous because it could become misleading when you, for example, try to engage with spirituality, but in a highly material way. For example, like with The Secret and manifesting. You know, that was obviously
what's the secret?
What?
What's the secret?
Well, I mean, the whole secret was...
Can you tell me the secret?
Yeah,
the secret?
The secret, quote unquote, the secret is just a branding used to describe the law of manifestation, which is a part of like a hermetic tradition. It was just, they tried to extract as much of the rest of it, because the thing about the law of manifestation, it's very appealing to our material senses. You
want shit, yeah.
You listen to something like the law of manifestation, and you're like, really? So I could just like just imagine it and visualize enough, and it'll just happen. And it's obviously it's more complicated than that, which is like, that's what I'm saying. It's like the problem. And it was so exploitable because like they just picked the one aspect, like cherry picked the one aspect of a broader thing, and they were like, this is going to be appeal to a lot of people, and I could sell a lot of books with this. You know?
I guess. I actually don't know, because I've never heard of The Secret.
The Secret? You never heard of The Secret? All right. I mean,
no one told me The Secret, man. It's kind of weird.
It's like one of the,
like society.
It kind of falls under the genre of like quack self-help shit, but it does come from, in my opinion, it comes from like a real sincere place. I shouldn't say like literally real, but like definitely a sincere practice and tradition that's a lot older than you and me. You know, like.
So, do you think it's weird that they told everyone the secret? Like, it's not a secret then.
I think it's. I think it's not. The secret itself isn't the secret. That's
what.
I mean, like, it's like I could tell you what the law of manifestation is, but the real thing is, if you're not willing to like invest enough of yourself to practice it, to do what's necessary, you know, like. Because the idea, because when you break it down, it's just downright goofy to look at your fucking vision board 3 times a day to say, I am manifesting this, I am manifesting. You know, it is goofy. It's a silly thing to do because there's no outright material benefit. So it's like, it's challenging.
Well, it's spiritual, yeah.
It's challenging in and of itself. Like, you're going to sit there, like, meditating is the same thing. Like, you're going to sit there meditating, and your conscious brain is going to be like, what the fuck are you doing right now, dude? You're wasting your fucking time with this shit. Yeah. Meanwhile, like, your soul, your heart knows you're doing something that's actually worthwhile and very good for you.
Well, I think if you genuinely believe in that stuff, like, you will feel productive. Especially if any results.
Well, then what does that tell you about productivity? It's really, you feel productive when you believe you're doing something productive. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be productive.
I think productivity has a big spiritual component.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's part of like the alienation issue, is that like, you know, we work and it's all like material on material.
Okay, great. So now you brought up a great point. Like, when we all break it down, boil it down to the individual experience and our individual capabilities. This is where I say this a lot nowadays. I'm like, more than like money, more than influence, more than time, you need energy, because you could have all those things, but without the energy to enact on anything with that, you can't do anything. So it's like, you know, that brings up the question, like, what is energy? Like, not just like energy that powers our homes, but like the energy that gives us enough juice to do
spiritual energy.
That's what it is, right? We don't know if that's literally spiritual energy, but yeah, that's how we could define it.
That's how you point to it, basically.
I mean, like, if you look at like,
you don't have to call it spiritual.
No,
you could just call it like willpower.
All right,
like
so then,
discipline.
Let's bring it back to like other traditions before us and how they define it, because clearly they've experienced and witnessed and like categorized before. The Asians call it chi, right? Well, I'm not asking. I'm telling you. Like,
I think chi is like, I don't know enough about it, honestly.
I'm pretty sure we're talking like when what you describe as spiritual energy is what the Asians would define as like chi.
Good job, Asians. Proud of you.
Spiritual energy, though, not like spiritual essence, but spiritual energy in particular, like the willpower, the juice, the mojo, you know? Because you need that chi, you need that intentive energy. Because and I don't think we do enough, or maybe it's just a new field, but I don't know. I feel like I haven't been educated enough throughout my life on something so pivotal and so fundamental throughout everyone's experience. Is that like chi? It's that spiritual energy. And it's like, how do you, and the idea, and the next question is after that, after you define that, it's like, all right, how do you get more of it? How do you sustain it? Like, how do you build more of a capacity to hold more of it? You know?
I think part of the problem is that what everyone talks about is like these weird like practices,
like semen retention, for example.
Well, forget that. I'm saying like, you know, it's like do this like one weird trick for more whatever,
more semen,
right? But like, I don't think that's really the issue like that.
I mean, you know my take on like how to build more spiritual energy. I literally repeat this all the time. I'm like,
besides semen retention,
besides semen retention, honestly, well, semen retention could fall into that. I mean, it's a very broad yet very specific thing. Yeah. I always say since day one, I was like, if you want to really get it, if you want to tap into that well of like spiritual mojo, you have to align yourself in mind, body, and soul. You know, you have to make it so your mind, your body, and your soul are not like fucking with each other.
Wait, are you back on the semen retention, by the way? You don't have to answer that.
No, I mean, I would engage.
Viewers want to know.
No, I was gonna say like I would engage in intercourse, and if I engage in intercourse, I'm not gonna exactly be retaining semen and shit. Okay, boy, you know what I am done with? I am done with porn. I've been porn free. Like I don't jack off to porn. I think in hindsight, in retrospect, and I try not to judge others too harshly, but it's like it's not even judging. It's like you
totally do, but okay.
No, but you would judge too. It's like you would judge if you were drowning in an ocean, not knowing how to get out, and you realize you could just get yourself out at any time, and then you look back at everyone else still drowning, and you're like, what the fuck?
But like you would have the experience that you just went through, and you'd be like, oh, I see how they don't notice.
But that's when you try to educate them. And people are very sensitive about it. Like very, very, very sensitive.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's not even the people who consume it that are sensitive. It's the people who produce it that are sensitive. Like, you know, like
that's their livelihood.
Like, why are you anti-sex worker? Blah blah blah. I'm a sex worker. No, you don't. No, you're not. You're you have an OnlyFans account. Like, it's not even that successful. Like,
yeah, but like, you know, if they'd be caught dead if the man, like an Asian male, tried to take it from them.
So for the viewers, just to backtrack a little bit. How is semen retention relevant to aligning yourself in mind, body, and soul? Well, I'll tell you. When you jack off to porn, you're compromising, first of all, your body, because you're wasting like your most potent proteins on like literally this like on the screen, right?
Yeah. Pro tip: if you jerk off, just drink it afterwards to get the nutrients back.
That's how thermodynamics works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's damaging to your mind because you're literally doing something so stupid. It's like counterproductive intellectually. Third of all, it's just spiritually damaging. It's like a trifecta of fucking yourself over. It's
you are
very
literally fucking yourself.
I mean, the only time I think porn is justified is when you're like at war. Is when you're like in the front lines and like the only joy you have left before you get a face full of fucking lead is like a nice nut to like, you know, a porn DVD that you ripped off of your dead, you know, homie's body. You know, it's like, oh, fine, got his USB
DVD.
Fine, a USB like a USB stick full of all his porn or whatever.
And it's like, take my college sluts 8. Like,
dude, I bet that happens all the time. Like in like the military, especially in the American military. I'm
pretty sure like 1942 they were like,
this
is like a new to my
like
wife
imagine
type
like
shit.
imagine Desert Storm, like they're like very sentimental about it.
Desert Storm was fast. They were too like doing stuff to like need that sort of thing.
First of all, I bet you like, yo, how many of those soldiers do you think have stashes of porn? I bet like a lot, a good portion.
Yeah, sure. Depends on.
I feel like military people are the only people who have a real right to engage in porn.
Wait, do you know any military people?
Yeah, I know a few.
What are they like stories?
I know one who's from Staten Island. He became a Marine, but most of his duties were like clerical.
Okay. So he's like a clerical Marine?
I mean, last time I checked, I'm pretty sure he's done with his tour of duty now.
He like gets like dropped into foreign territory, like fills out paperwork. Like,
I mean, look, you put a detachment out in foreign territory, right? You set up HQ. You set up the HQ, and there's obviously a lot of paperwork. It's all first of all, like, isn't military? We both know it's all like bureaucratic mostly. Like,
yeah, sure. But I'm saying, like, what is their like experience with the military? Like, how do they feel about it? Are they like, yeah, this is awesome? Or like, oh, it's bullshit?
It really varies depending, because like there's also like my half sister. She's in the military and she's deployed right now.
Ooh,
she's in I think she's in Libya.
Is she okay with it? Like, what does she think?
She's finishing up her duty tour, her 1 year deployment actually this month, I think, in June.
Like, how is she taking it?
It's fine. She's fine with it. It's just
like,
really. She told me
doing anything.
She's she I think she's in communications or something detail. I don't know what her exact like rank is, like E whatever, like there's like a letter and a number.
I don't know that shit either.
Yeah,
I'm not like a military person. I don't.
But I do know that she works in communications and she takes a lot of pictures and shit, but she's not allowed to like send it to
yeah, no shit.
Because she texts my dad all the time and she's like, sorry, I wish I could send you the pictures. And my dad's like,
it's classified. I'm in classified location doing classified thing.
So, yeah, it's understandable. So, but my dad was like on the phone with me. He's like, I wish I got to see that. I think he's really proud of her. Like, he's very, very proud. Because I think like my father wished he got to join the military. You know, he's a huge
as a Korean, like in the Korean War, like
just as a warrior. You know, he's a warrior minded person. Like he's been a martial.
I don't know anything about your dad.
You know,
except like the stories he told me.
You know, he used to be like a gangster and shit, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he was a gangster.
Real G.
He was a debt collector actually, and an enforcer for like.
Okay, so he engaged with some violent shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was like in the Korean mafia, pretty much.
Dang.
But before that, he was doing like a lot of martial arts, like a lot of taekwondo, like from the homeland, like old school taekwondo, not like this new kiddie shit.
Well, yeah,
like this acrobatic gymnastic shit. No, they were all about like brawling.
Yeah.
It got actually. My dad didn't even like it. He used to tell me like when he was a kid, he hated taekwondo because my grandfather. I never met my grandfather because he died before I was born. But apparently, my grandfather would take my dad to the dojo class or whatever, and he would be like, when you make all the kids fight, I want you to make my son fight 2 kids.
Yeah.
And my dad hated it so much.
Yeah, that sounds annoying as fuck.
And the only reason why he got
it's like, why would I want to get my ass kicked by 2 people?
The only reason why he got good is because he just wanted to know how to really hurt the other kids like really badly. Because he got so mad at them, you know, like he was just.
He's like, fuck you for doing this.
Yeah.
I take that shit personally too. Like,
yeah,
just because of the instructor made 2 people fight you doesn't mean they have to.
And he was too young to realize it was my grandfather that was the bastard in this situation. So all he thought was like, I just got to get good at this so I could fuck those kids up so they stop hurting me.
Right,
and that's how he got really good. And this
probably
is when he
feels like picked on. Basically.
And this is when he was like 6 years old, you know, and that's the world he came from. And then he immigrated to America at like 10 years old, where it was like race war, New York City, you know.
Was he a rooftop Korean?
That's California.
No, I know.
No, my dad was. He ended up like falling in with the Korean mafia of New York City, like in Queens.
We had one of those. Okay. Yeah, why don't you just use like the numerous sliders you have?
What?
Why don't you just use the numerous sliders you have?
One of them's dead, and I have the Zippo. I gotta fill that. The matches are just the most efficient option right now.
Also, should I turn my hat to party mode?
Yes. Nice.
But just don't know about party mode.
All right, so I think there is a spiritual element to war.
Well, no shit.
Yeah. You're like, no shit. Well, first of all, all right.
It's all material. You just got to beat the other person physically.
So I'm not going to say I know anything about the experience of war, but I could look at war from the perspective of an artist, and I would look at like any warrior, any person who engages with war as an artist. They are engaging with art. And and a good analogy for this would be like, let's say you're in a combat situation, right? The enemy combatant is like, let's say you're a sculptor and you're given a beautiful slab of marble, and there's a lot of like excess marble and shit. And you as the warrior, you killing these guys is just you basically chipping away unwanted parts from the slab of marble until you could have your beautified reality. And your beautified reality could be where all the bad guys are dead and the hostage is free or whatever. You know, it's like if you look at it like that, and if you also look at the elements of war, it's like it's pretty much it's manipulating reality using every element. You know, from like the sea to fire to air to the earth, and you're using specialists from every field that you could possibly think of, from like artisans from with using any kind of medium, right? And they're all put into war, and everything from the cadence of a firefight to like the coordination involved in like synchronized marching and all that shit. Yeah. It's highly artistic. War is like probably the highest art known to man.
There's a reason that Hitler was a painter before he became
dude. And then there's stories about how like samurai were like all super into calligraphy and shit, or how like kung fu guys were into tea ceremonies, you know, as an artisanal thing. And I see it, you know, I see how war can be an art, you know. It's like, it is more of an art than a science, I think. What do you think? Do you think war is more of an art or a science?
I don't think it matters, a question like that.
What?
I don't think the question matters.
Well, humor me.
I mean, like, science can be an art at the level where you apply it.
See, that's an interesting answer. What do you mean by that?
Like the science is limited to...
Would you say art is higher than science?
It can be. It's like, goes into itself all the time.
I feel that.
I was gonna say, have you read the history of the Peloponnesian War by Thucydides?
No.
Yeah, me neither. But it's... Do you know what it is about?
No.
Do you know what the Peloponnesian War is?
Vaguely. I learned this in social studies in the 8th grade, but
it's the Athenians versus the Spartans.
Okay, now I'm getting kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's supposedly like the very first time someone decided to write about history, like war history, in an accurate way, where they were like, let's not like mythologize it or make it seem like we're awesome. Like, let's write out what actually happened.
But that's so boring. You know, it's
no, it's not boring.
It is boring. Like, because like real raw war shit, it's all logistical. It's all numbers. It's all enemy combatant, enemy base here, so ship this much of supplies and use this much ammunition for this engagement, and ended up in...
No, not like that. That's not what he wrote. He wrote about like the decision-making process for like why they did certain things.
In that case, I don't believe it's accurate.
Oh. I'm gonna say it's more accurate than the previous stuff.
Less about symbolism and less about analogies, and more about straight to the like that mindset of the combatants and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, forget the combatants.
I mean, the commanders or the facilitators of war.
Right. Well, I mean, in the case of Athens, right, it was like a direct democracy.
Yeah.
Right. So they all had a say in like how the war was conducted.
Yes.
Which is like unusual.
They also had more numbers, didn't they, to work with?
I don't know. I didn't read it.
Oh. Okay, you know why? You know where I think like a good convergence point for this whole topic, like this kind of meta topic, is it's, you know, as opposed to like, do you consider war more of an art or a science, and is art higher than science and all that stuff? I feel like this all like kind of revolves around chess. If you look at chess, it's looked at as a game, a science, and an art, right? A sport, a science, and an art, or a game, a science, and an art.
Yes.
I mean, you never heard that before?
No, I did, but I'm like, that's just what chess people tell themselves to feel good.
It's really just a game to you?
No. I don't think they're wrong. I just think they like overstate it.
You're just being a dick?
No, like, I don't know.
I don't play chess. I'm not a chess guy. I'm sorry to, I know, like...
No, chess is fun.
Is it an intellectual insecurity for you? Like, you wish you were a good chess player?
No.
I wish I was a good chess player.
Do you really?
Yeah, it would be sick to play fucking good chess.
Okay. This is a rant about modernity for me, I guess, ultimately.
All right, let's hear the rant about modernity. Let's go.
No, okay, if you notice, there's a big problem with games in the modern time. Yeah. Where because we have the internet, we have analysis, we have like AI, we have like computers, like you could basically like solve games, like games that like previously were like, oh, you have to like devote your whole life to, etc., etc.
Like perfect games.
Yeah, like you could just like figure out like, you know, what the optimal moves are for anything at any time, and then you have like, you know, you just have like perfect games on record that you could just study. It's like, yeah. So now it's like, oh, you want to be super good at chess? Just study like what everyone did, and it's just like a giant grind, kind of.
Well, here's my take on it. I think you're right. I 100% agree with you. But I also think another dimension is the spiritual aspect, where, for example, you could be dealing with a guy who knows just as much about you as if you're playing on the highest level, for example, and you're playing against other people on the highest level. Then it doesn't become about the game anymore. Then it literally becomes about you as people. Then it becomes about the psychology of like, what is like? I know Dmitriy is like the best fucking player in the world next to me right now. So what the fuck is going on in his life? That's when I want to know about your relationship. That's when I want to know about your fucking habits. That's when I want to know about your fucking favorite foods and all that shit. I feel
like for that's more like a poker thing.
No, it's it's gamesmanship. That's what it is. When you're playing at the highest level of something, suddenly everything opens up. Everything is a factor. When you're playing on like lower levels, it's really just about the game. But when you're playing on the highest level, the game is covered because you and the competitor both surpassed the game already. Now it's about cutting out margins. You know.
It is about cutting out margins, but that doesn't mean the game like. You know,
maxing,
you're not playing like tic-tac-toe or something. You know?
No, you're maxing. You're trying to max. That's what it is. Like you're trying to max out.
Sure, but what was I gonna say?
So like, yeah, when it comes to chess, you know, both humans, both top players may be like at the top of their game, but
but I'm saying like
if one person knows more about the other than that person knows about them, then that could be a huge advantage.
It can, but like. No, the problem is playing at the top of chess is still like a really difficult feat. You know? Like I'm not like, okay, even though I just like shat on the concept, like it's still impressive, right? Like in the same way like it's known how to do a triple backflip. But like it's still really impressive when someone does a triple.
I mean, it's only impressive because we now know that machines could play chess. So the idea that a human could just suppress every human weakness just to play their perfect ass game, that is impressive.
Right, but I'm saying like perfect games are known, like optimal moves are known. Like to me, it's like the difference between inventing something and studying, right?
Yeah.
Like it's all invented, kind of.
Chess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like unfortunately, machines have done it, right? So that like sucks some of the mystique. But I think something like poker, maybe.
Poker's like chess and poker are like the two games I wish I was really good at, but I'm not. You know, I'm not good at poker.
One you play for money, so I recommend.
I mean, I did play for money once in poker and actually won. The way I won was like it ended up with me and another person, and I ended up splitting the pot. And that's how we won. That's how I won.
Nice.
Because I was like, you know, I just played my odds. I was like, the best thing I could do right now is to split the pot. Otherwise, I could, you know, lose it all potentially. Yes. So I just split the pot.
Nice. And you smoke pot too.
What?
And you smoke pot.
We were smoking pot.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, I consider that just beginner's luck, which is why I was afraid to play poker ever again. And the next time I play, like, I want to play like ready to like actually lose. You know, like ready to get good at something. Because to get good at something, you have to lose a bunch.
I guess. I never really played poker, so I have no idea what it involves.
For me, the idea, the game, the quote unquote the game that I'm most
like I've tried it, but like I don't know what it means to be good.
The most high stakes. It's not even high stakes. The game that I'm most comfortable with, funnily enough, is like sword fighting, like a sword duel.
Sure.
I think I'd be most comfortable with that.
Well, that makes sense because you studied it for years.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. It's a fun one too. It's definitely more high stakes than chess because you know like
you get slapped.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah, like if you use the wooden swords, you know, like that could potentially lead to some really bad shit, you know?
Yeah, sure.
But it's still fun, you know, because you don't, like if you're dueling with wooden swords, you don't have to go and try to give the guy a concussion to win. You could just literally simulate a real sword. It's like, I cut you, you know, it's done. Like,
indeed.
That's how they used to do it.
Yeah.
But if you really want to be a dick, like you could really fucking wreck someone with that.
I don't think most people try that, but yeah.
I mean, because in an actual sword fight, if I got cut in the arm, I'd be done with it. I'd be like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, like, I'll go home. I'll be like, yeah, let's just call it quits. You win. You know, like I'm done.
Well, like, what do you think about? Well, like we were biking today, right? Like a lot of biking stuff. You get pretty injured.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, what do you think about like that? Does that bother you?
What do you mean?
Like the possibility of like serious injury. Like land your bar spin wrong and like break your jaw. Like,
oh, I mean, yeah, that used to, but I think what it was is my desire to do the pull off the thing was outweighed the risk of like
well, you say that, but you also execute it successfully is the difference, right? Like someone could be like, yeah, I really want to pull off this bar spin, and they fucking break their jaw.
Yeah.
And then like they try again and they break their jaw again. It's like, guy.
But this is where the Asian in me kicks in, where it's like, you know, if you just repeat it and get good at the technique enough where it becomes second nature to you, you probably won't break your fucking jaw when you do it. You know, like,
well, like until that point.
I mean, that's what you gotta, that's, you know, like you gotta risk it for the biscuit, you know, like if you.
No, but I think there's a like set of prerequisites that occur before you
first you have to
make those kinds of risks.
Let's call it phases. There's stages, you know, like a sequence of initiation. Sure. So first is the decision. You make the decision. No, first is the inspiration. Okay. You see someone else do it. You see a cool video, or you imagine yourself doing it, and you're like, I think I could do it. So you imagine yourself doing it. That's the visualization. And then after that is the decision phase. I'm going to decide to do this trick. Sure. I don't know how to do it yet, but I'm going to try to figure it out.
Right.
And then the one after that is testing, is trying it. And then this is where variations occur now, because you get really hurt. You know, right. But, you get hurt really bad.
But to me, like that's the art and science, you know?
Yeah. You
like,
get hurt. But you can't
improvise.
Quit. You can't quit.
Well, yeah, but that's like a confirmation bias.
But
right?
But the question is different though. For me, like the desire is the nature of the desire between science and like the bike shit is different, because to do bike tricks, like it's a very like it's kind of like art, you know. It's like I just want to. It's like I want to make this paint, but for science, it's more like I want to see. It's like I'm asking a question,
yes,
and I want to see the answer to that question.
Is that not a trick though?
Not really, because a trick is more. Because a trick you don't have to do it, whereas in science you kind of have to do it.
What do you mean? You have to do science.
Actually, you know what? You're right. Maybe there is a lot of overlap in like the desire and the will.
Right. Like no, because you're engaged in like real like hardcore physics, but it's like very intuitive.
Yeah. And
you get to like think your way through it and like feel your way through it.
Yeah.
But it's not like inherently rational, but it's still like.
It can be more rational.
Yeah,
I think
there's a lot of rationality that goes into it.
Yeah, I think those are the people who learn tricks, for example, faster are the ones who also apply like actual physics to their shit instead of just pure intuition. Yeah,
true.
I mean, it helps me. Like when people like to do like wheelies and shit. Like at first I was trying to feel my way through it. I wasn't getting anywhere until like, you know, like I saw some physics applied to skateboarding video, and it was like, yeah, just find your center of gravity and manipulate that, and that just made wheelies like easier.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, learning using physics for tricks.
But that's like applied physics.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure pro like skateboarders and BMXers literally do that. Like they probably hire specialists and be like, yeah, tell me.
I don't think so, but like it's probably not a bad idea.
They should. Yeah. I bet you Tony Hawk does or did at one point. I bet you like some crazy Red Bull athletes do that shit.
Maybe though.
So you know what I'm talking about, like the crazy lens that those Red Bull dudes?
The guy who did like the jump from like 1 billion feet.
Yeah,
like that's obviously like a lot of math involved before he did that shit.
Also, like Red Bull like sponsors like airplane racing. Who the fuck races airplanes? That's like some shit out of video games.
Rich
like
people, yeah.
I'm just saying, it's like racing airplane. First of all, how the fuck do you even do that? And second of all, it's like
it's like racing anything.
Yeah,
the problem is you need access to an airplane.
No, that's not hard.
Okay.
I mean, the airplanes they race with, they're like propeller powered. Yeah,
but they're fast.
Super fast.
Fuck.
Yeah. Okay, so the reason why they're expensive is because they can be, but they don't have to be that expensive, but they can be, so they are.
There's 100,000% a lower limit on like the price of an aircraft. And it's pretty high.
Do you think those chassis are made out of like carbon nanotube material?
No, but like
that would be
like
cool.
You can buy a car for like free, right?
Yeah.
Like you can maybe get a junky ass boat for free.
Yeah.
I don't know about aircraft. I don't know who the fuck's giving away aircraft.
You're right. It's a rich people thing.
I'm
totally in agreement.
I don't even know what like the cheapest aircraft you could buy.
First of all, let's look at F1 racing. You think that's just some shit that like any like Joe Schmo from Alabama can get
No, but like, okay, do you know how they get like Formula One people? It's like they work their way up through like
through
kart
circuits.
racing. Yeah,
So they have to go through different leagues, and then they get sponsored and drafted and recruited once they try to prove themselves. And there's also like people that take faster tracks, which is like people that go to actual schools sponsored by specific leagues, like higher leagues.
Sure.
Like you could go through the leagues into F1, but you could also go to like F1 school. You know, like,
but like, okay, like if you're doing kart racing, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like expensive-ish, but it's not like the most prohibitive shit. Right? Like you could technically afford.
No, it's pretty fucking prohibitive. There's so many regulations and bureaucracy.
No, but I mean like really like, okay, if you just go to like, I'm gonna go to the go-kart course, like the go-kart track in like Long Island, and just fucking ride those go-karts for like, you know, however many dollars an hour.
Yeah.
Like, and you just keep doing that. That's not that bad.
You know, now that you mention all that shit, all those Red Bull airplane races are probably fucking rigged. They're probably staged.
No, but I'm saying like you can't do that with an airplane, right? There's no like
they're all probably staged.
Rent an airplane for like $20 an hour type shit.
No, you're right. It's a very exclusive thing to do, which is why the concept is insane to me. Like to race airplanes, first of all, how do you do? But they're all probably staged.
Well, I mean, they practice. I don't know if they're staged, but it's time trial, right? Or are they like?
No, I think
they're actually like flying side by side.
Circuits, yeah.
Oh shit.
Actually, I don't know. Nah, that's a good question. I gotta see. If it is time trials, that makes more sense. That would be cool.
I think it's time trial.
Because time trial will be awesome. You know, it's like
that is awesome.
What would you do? You'd have like gigantic, like donut shaped, like, you know.
Yeah, that is it.
Floating things in the sky, and then you fly through it.
No, okay, it's not fucking Star Fox.
It is Star Fox.
No, but like
Star Fox.
They do have like things you fly through. Yeah, that's a thing.
And they're big, like so it's not like, you know, ridiculous. Like that would be cool. Yeah. Well, would you do that?
No, I don't know how to fucking fly a plane.
That'd be sick.
Well, okay, you know what we got now? We got drone racing. That is really accessible.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
But it's really accessible. Like you could buy a drone, like a racing drone, for like $200.
Yeah, it's hard.
I know because I did it. Like I have a racing drone.
You like it?
I never use it.
Oh. Have you ever tried it?
Yeah.
Is it cool?
Fucking hard.
Oh yeah, it's hard.
It goes stupid fast. Like stupid fast. Yeah. And like you don't have depth perception because you have the FPV.
2D, yeah. And it's very sensitive.
Well, forget, like you just like every time I tried it, it was like, okay, throttle up. You just send it into the ceiling. Then you're like, no, throttle down. Smack it against the ground. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, it's sensitive.
Okay. Is there like getting it to hover is like its own massive thing.
Can you mod the joystick to be like at all?
Yeah, depending on the joystick you do. Yeah, you can do like a whole bunch of shit. And then there's also like autopilots and like stabilizers and like you could basically get it to fly itself these days, but that's not exactly how you race it.
I want to make like bike vids, like first person bike vids, but
yeah,
the thing is like I don't think it has to just be like, you know, here or something. Like I think I have to be very specific. Like I gotta do POV rides, like high speed rides in traffic in Manhattan. Like I can't do this shit in Staten Island.
I feel like there's so many videos of that.
I don't know, like not. I mean, I think the quality of my riding would at least stand out a little bit, just a little bit.
I don't know. I've never seen you ride like through traffic.
I mean, how about this? When I make a demo video, you'll be the first to see it before I ever post it.
Sure, but like even then, like that, you just posted it that point.
What?
Like, what am I gonna say? Nah, Chris, this isn't very good. Like, no, it's gonna be probably sick.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah,
but like that doesn't mean that like, you know, the algorithm or the views. I'm like, I don't know.
No, I'm not. I think you know what? It's kind of like 50-50 for me. Like, I think I would have fun doing it.
Yeah.
But I also think it has potential. That's why I'm willing to like do it. And it'll be cool. I have a format made out and everything. Like the video, there'll be shots of the bike, you know, and then there'll be like the ride, and there'll be the destination. It could be like a pizza spot, or it could be like a record shop or some stupid shit.
Oh, it's very hip of you.
Yeah, and then
are you gonna buy a record?
Yeah, or eat the food and review the food.
You just buy a record. You'd be like, "Do you have a turntable?"
No.
Okay.
I should have one though.
I don't know. It's up to you.
It's so kitschy at this point, though. You know.
Oh, I mean, I genuinely believe vinyl sounds better, or it can sound better, rather. But it's not actually vinyl's fault. Like, other things can sound better too. They just don't.
Vinyl.
No, do you know why?
Why?
Okay. Let me remember this. Okay, basically, you know about the loudness war?
Yeah.
Yeah, so all modern music is like hyper compressed to shit.
If you ain't redlining, you ain't headlining, homie.
Wow, that's a good point. Yeah, so like a lot of the old records, like the vintage records, they weren't as compressed because they didn't have the tech and they weren't like in that stage of the loudness.
Now we have like plugins that can literally just squish, expand, and like a fat sausage.
Yeah, so I'm saying like those old records sound much more natural. Simply because
but they're very
old.
quiet. And when
but who cares? You just turn it up.
Yeah, but when you turn it up, you'll hear more artifacts, which is actually really nice. Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay, you get like the vinyl artifacts, but that's not inherent per se. If you get like a clean record, like it sounds clean.
Yeah, you're right.
And
you're right.
like, yeah, so that works pretty good.
The only hard part with records, I mean, I never once complained about the quality of records or vinyl. To me, it was just more about logistics of storing it.
Oh yeah.
Taking care of it.
No, but I'm saying like, I'm not gonna say like records are immune from the loudness war, but I feel like these days when people master 4 records, they're not trying to like compress the shit out of it.
You know what I would do? I would like. Here's the thing, like, I mean, I love the idea of collecting things.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of buying something that'll accrue value over time.
I mean, I have records for that.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think they acquire.
I love it. It's just. If there's one thing that I don't collect anything, like I don't have any collection, quote unquote. No, I don't collect anything.
Okay.
But if I did collect something, it would be records because it's the one thing that I wouldn't mind the pain in the ass about because like
I don't think it's even that much a pain in the ass.
No, I mean I would take it super. I would treat it like as if I was like investing in stocks. You know, like
would you like a vinyl DJ?
No, not with the records. I mean, I would have if I did. First of all, if I got that's a different thing. Like if I got into like scratching like vinyl, like spinning vinyl.
Forget scratching.
Not even scratching. If I got into spinning vinyl records, I would have a completely separate pool for like there would be my collected records, and then there would be my like spinning records. But like
okay, I don't think like record investing is. That's like so autistic to me. I don't know.
No, it's fine.
It's like I got the Miles Davis like 3rd pressing, autographed by like his nephew's best friend.
That shit does accrue value. It's
but like, who gives a shit? Like now you're like so past the music that it's like whatever, dude.
But now you see why I wouldn't get into collecting anything because it's all autistic as fuck. You know?
No, it depends on what you're doing it for. Like. I'm not gonna say I like seriously collect anything.
Oh, you just do it for sentimental value.
No, but like I have like a little synth collection, right? I have like I wouldn't mind like a microphone collection if I'm doing like recording.
That's a good thing.
But because that's like you get like utility out of it, right?
And it's you get really good specimens. You know? Yeah.
So like, you know, like there's things where like having more of a different thing is like. Real utilitarian.
I mean, I think the problems with collecting things isn't the thing themselves. It's the logistics of having to store it, take care of it, maintain it, carry it with you whenever you move.
Okay, so I'm going to argue that if you are like into it, I'm not going to say it like pays for itself, but like it's like the satisfaction you derive from it outweighs that.
Yeah, I mean, if I was smart, like the real thing that I should care about collecting is swords. Honestly,
maybe
no, that would because I know how the value of those things work. I know how they sell. Like I know how they move.
No, but you're still you're still thinking of it from a like investment mindset as opposed to a utility mindset.
No, but this is
which
why.
Is not
This is why I say swords because it covers like literally every basis for me. You know, like if I collected swords, that's like utility. That's also value and investment.
To what degree do you need like different swords?
What do you mean?
Like, when are you like, oh, I'd rather use like this sword instead of that sword?
When I'm cutting?
Like, but yeah, I'm saying, like, wouldn't you just, is there like a difference for different cuts?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm asking.
Well, it's not even just cutting, but also practicing with different swords. It's definitely a very different feel. I mean, I sound like such a dick saying this, but it's like so true though.
Okay.
Like, it's like, all right, like a baseball player. Like when you're going up to bat, like some baseball players like a bat that's like a centimeter variance or two. You know,
I
like,
don't even know about that. Okay.
I mean, you could imagine it though. It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, sure.
I'm pretty sure.
But they could still have like one preference, right? I'm not saying they need like 20 different bats, and they're like, wind's blowing this way, better get like the aluminum one. Or maybe they are. I don't actually know.
No, but that's just baseball bats. You know, they make those shit out of the wazoo. Swords are different. Swords are a little more like high artisanal.
But like, what is like the variance between different swords? Assuming they're all like good.
Okay, so first of all, there's like the quality of the steel is a big one. Well, I shouldn't say quality because like any modern steel is miles better than ancient samurai steel. You know, like,
that's interesting. Okay,
no, it's true.
That's not entirely obvious.
Well, because the thing is, like, I mean, everyone like fetishizes the idea of folding like steel like 1,000 times to make like a folded steel blade. Yeah. But they only
noodles, you know.
The only reason why they did that was to pound out impurities in like the ancient ass ore they were using. Nowadays, we have blocks of beautiful homogenized high carbon purity steel, like beautiful. We don't have to.
Metallurgy is fucking solid.
Yeah, so like to make swords now, we don't have to do that foldy bullshit anymore. Now it's like purely just, you could do it like forged too. Like you could just like it's so I really think like swords are beautiful. I prefer modern swords, but I understand like the value behind like older models, like from like the 1800s.
Sure,
or something.
But I'm saying like, what is the difference, like the practical difference between like two modern swords?
All right, so
assuming they're both like, you're not getting like a cheap piece of shit versus like,
okay, so let's say you're not used to cutting at all, like tatami mats, and then you would pick up any sword and it would just feel like something alien to you anyway because you're not used to it.
Okay, but I'm saying assuming you're already good.
Okay, so
like you could tell the difference. Obviously, if you're a beginner, you have no idea what the fuck.
All right, so if I picked up one of my swords, like one of my modern custom built swords, I'll pick it up and it would feel comfortable to me. I'll be like, this is great with the leather wrap, just how I like it, and I'll use it. And then I pick up like an old ancient sword with like old ass furniture from like the 1800s or whatever, and then that I would pick up and I would like, it would smell different. It would be stained in ways that I would just recognize. That would be like sweat, and then I would like feel like the wrap. And I would feel how it's like kind of like bunched up in certain specific places where I know it's been used a lot.
Right.
And that does kind of change your experience. But as far as the blade quality, I don't know. I feel like back then everything was just built differently.
Oh, but I was saying, what's the difference between two modern swords?
Two modern swords now?
Yeah, like you get like one. I don't even know like what like one from one manufacturer, one from the other manufacturer.
Okay, I know what you're saying now.
Like,
so here's big factors is geometry of the blade.
Okay.
Right, like how wide it is at the top half compared to how wide it is the bottom half. And all that
but
stuff.
Like, what's the practical difference behind that?
Okay, so if you have a sword for what I would use it for, you would use it for not just cutting with, but you would also use it to practice like forms with and like kata with, right?
Okay.
So let's say you had like a sword that was very optimal for cutting, like it was just this big wide blade, fairly long too, and you just draw it and you go up and you just chop shit with
Sephiroth,
but then you tried doing your forms, your proper choreographed kata with it, and then you're like, I can't draw this shit like good at all, and it's I can't do like fast cuts, and I can't swing it as fast. You know, when I'm like, if you were to fight with that thing compared to just cutting a stationary mat, you would realize this thing kind of sucks. You know, this is more like a cleaver. It's like a machete.
I see. Okay,
but whereas if you had like a thinner blade, you know, it may not cut through like solid mats as easily,
but you could do a lot. I could
fucking, you know, I could whip that shit around. I can maneuver the fuck out of that thing.
Okay,
it's a trade-off. You know, there's like a balance.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Okay.
So if I want to do some damage to like, if I want to just chop prisoners up or something, or kill peasants,
like
I would want
like beheading a motherfucker.
I would want some wide ass blade. But if I was like had to fight some dudes, I would want something more maneuverable. You know, I'd want something a little
so like which sword,
zippier.
Like what sword do you have? Like where is that in the spectrum?
Well, I prefer a balance. You know, I prefer the middle grounds. So I like to make it somewhere in between that's good. That's what we all strive for. That's what we should all strive for. Yeah, everyone in the school.
But I'm saying, like, would you be like, oh, okay, I have to, like, cut maths. Let me get this sword. I have to fight someone. Let me get this other sword.
Well, the idea is, like, for example, there's me, and I also train with, like, a girl who's, like, 5'4" or something like that. Okay. So her idea of the ideal blade versus my idea of the ideal blade would be vastly different. But we both want the same thing. Like for me, I want to be able to cut something like really good, but I want to be fast enough to be able to do all my forms and my fancy techniques. So I want to find that middle balance. And for me, that middle balance is something that's like a little wider, but still maneuverable. For her, it would be something a lot skinnier, you know, but still workable for her. Yeah. So like it really depends on who you are and like what you could handle. And like I'm not a big guy, so I don't want it to be too like huge because I can't rightly handle that to do the shit, you know, to fight with it.
Okay, so going back to the collection, right? Like
I'd want specific variations. I'd want something with a wider tip, a shorter tip. I'd want something a little wider at the base or something a little wider.
So like how many different swords do you think you need?
Really? Honestly,
like
I only need
4?
You're right, 3. I need what I need is one full-size one. I need one this big, and then one this big. Anything else is all just like the full-size swords, like variations of a different full-size sword. But like the necessary ones is your full set.
Forget necessary. I'm saying like what would give you like a good amount of utility?
Just one sword. I only need one sword.
So then you don't need a collection then. That's what
no, but that's what I would enjoy collecting. I would enjoy collecting.
But I'm saying like the different swords would give you different feels, and that would give you a different utility.
Yeah, but I would probably still only end up using one, like usually most of the time.
Well, then you don't really need to collect it, right?
I don't need to collect anything. I don't need to collect anything.
No, I'm saying like there's fields where like there is no single optimal thing. Like, you really need a bunch of different things for a bunch of different things.
Actually, you know what's like that for me? Bicycles. I do feel like I need a bunch of different bicycles for very specific situations. And I'm like, every time I come across a different situation on a bike, I'm like, I need a whole different bike for this. You know?
Okay, well, that's a little much, but sure.
I know, but it's fun because bikes mean a lot to me, you know, like bicycles. Which is such a stupid thing because they're... Actually, no, I shouldn't say bicycles. I think bicycles are a miraculous invention of humankind. First of all, I think a lot of it is a credit to Leonardo da Vinci. I'm pretty sure he's the guy that really...
I have no idea what the history is.
I think Leonardo da Vinci was the guy who came up with the first like schematics for it. I don't think he was alive to put into practice, but once it did put into practice, immediately it was like the utility was...
No, hold on. There's... Okay, I know for a... Okay, I can't say for... I know, like, it started off with the penny farthing. You know those?
Yeah.
Like the big single wheel.
No, like chainless bicycle where your cranks would control the front wheel.
Yeah. Like, it started with that. And I think it took probably, like, something like 50 years until...
Before you had a chain drive system.
Yeah, on the back. But then even then, I think it wasn't self-balancing. Like, once they got, like, the two-wheel balance thing, that was, like, the revolution.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, you mean it was like still a tricycle?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know exactly, but actually,
no. They were two-wheeled. They were two-wheeled from the start. That was the miraculous part about it.
The penny farthing was not two-wheel.
Yeah, it was
3-wheel.
Dude, I'll show you.
The big wheel with the two.
I don't have my phone there.
No, you can't balance that shit.
Yes, you can.
No, I don't. No, I think the mechanics don't make sense.
Oh, wait, no. We're talking about different penny farthings. You're right. There was one that was like a tricycle one with a big front wheel, but there was also another one that was like more of a chain drive system, but it was still a penny. It was a huge front wheel.
No, but okay. So okay, I don't remember how those things steered.
We just got to look up the first bicycle. Like, what the fuck?
No, but I'm saying like, okay, like the problem with having your pedals on the front wheel is that you can't steer it, right?
Yes, that's true. Unless you like leaned, I don't know.
I don't actually know how the steering worked. It might have gone to the back, but like if you tilt the giant ass front wheel, like you'd knock your wheels up, like you'd knock the pedals off.
Yeah, it wouldn't work at all.
Yeah, so like you need like something else.
I'm just gonna look up the first bicycle and see what. Oh, okay. So you're right. This is the first bicycle.
What? Yeah.
It's not a penny farthing though.
It is.
Penny farthing. No, that's.
It literally says penny farthing.
Oh really? Wait. Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
Is that a penny farthing?
Yeah.
Oh no. So I think maybe it's the seat turns with the axle. No, it doesn't.
I don't have any. I don't actually know. Fuck. I should know. I should.
Well, no. First of all, the bicycle is a revolutionary device.
Yes,
it really
rotates. Right.
So this is a penny farthing. This is a modern penny farthing that you could get.
Yeah. So how does it turn?
Shit looks like you got to have a handlebar mustache to ride one of those. Like,
yo, you better.
Would you have a bell on that?
Yo, fuck. How do you get on that? That's my big question.
You got to get like a brick. You know, like
and that's a fixie too.
Yeah.
Like,
would you get a bell on that?
Yeah.
Would you get a flashlight on that? Yeah. Would you get like a Bluetooth speaker?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's really all you need. First, you need a flashlight, you need a bell, and you need a Bluetooth speaker, and you're good to go.
No, but dude, that's a fixie as well. There's no freewheel.
I'm sure they make some freewheel.
I'm just saying, like, how do you get on or off? That's like a whole thing.
Yo, look at this. This is hilarious. Look at the modern penny farthing racing.
Yo, there's modern penny farthing.
Yo, it's so sick, actually. That's badass. Holy fuck.
Wait, dude.
Look, could you imagine he's about to get on that bike?
Dude, have you seen...
Yo,
have you seen the fuckers with, like, the tall bikes?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Well, I mean, yeah. Like on critical mass bike rides, like where they have hundreds of people flood the streets of New York City.
No. I'm talking like the one where like they weld two frames together, and it's like
yeah. Like
you have to get on the fuck on it. Like, what the fuck is that?
I mean, I could
That's
do
like
it.
some fucking carnival shit.
I mean, once you get on it, you could. If I just got on it,
obviously.
If you just get on it, you could.
Then good luck getting off it.
I mean,
like,
I could
just
just
track stand like a motherfucker.
Yeah, if it's fixed, it's easy to track stand. But jumping off, it's just a matter of you'd have to have a platform. I would just find a platform.
No, they know how to do it. Like, they figure it out.
Yeah.
Just fucking fall on my ass.
Okay, here we go. This is like this is
I'm just saying, that's like carny shit.
Mounting a penny farthing. Fucking these penny farthing. What a funny name for a bike. Fucking penny farthing.
Yo, they riding it. Wow.
Oh, there's a step up.
Yeah, there's like a back step.
Yeah,
okay.
See, that makes sense. That's like so good.
Okay, but then
you step up on it and then you hop up. You just jump your crotch up. Step.
They have the modern brake.
Yeah. I mean, they should have a modern brake. Why wouldn't they?
No, but like,
okay,
again, what happens when you stop? Oh, why is it on the back wheel? That's fucking funny.
Well, if it was me,
it's like the tiny ass wheel trying to brake this giant ass wheel.
Well, you know, now that
like you just fucking flip forward or something.
Yeah, but if it has modern brakes, then it could be a freewheel. It doesn't have to be like. Well,
you need the freewheel on that.
The cassette.
Yeah, like you'd have the freewheel on the pedal.
Well, no,
that'd be so strange.
You can have the freewheel on the hub. You know, like you could make it a cassette hub.
Oh, he's getting on. Oh shit!
See, that's how they.
Oh, that does have a freewheel.
Yeah.
Okay, he just fucking.
We could do this. We could ride this.
This is like carny shit.
Yo, let's go to Copenhagen. Let's fucking go ride some penny. Let's go ride some penny farthing.
I break my fucking face.
Nah, we could do this. I have faith.
No, I know.
I think I could do this.
You probably, me know. I'm not that athletic.
It's not even about athleticism. It's bicycles. See, that's the thing about bicycles. They literally do all the work for you.
Yeah, but you still have to have the technique. Where
You're
you
right.
Don't fucking.
I do think a fat guy could beat a skinny guy in a bicycle race if the fat guy has a better technique.
No, I mean like getting on it, not like actually riding it.
Really? You don't think so?
Yeah, riding it like once you're on and you're just pedaling. That's like.
What if it's downhill?
Aero. Fat guys have like the worst fucking aero.
Yeah, but gravity.
No, you don't understand. Okay, aero. Do you know why aero is so bad? It varies with the square of velocity. So like,
all right. What if the fat guy wore like a very aero?
No. The square of velocity is like brutal. Like, you go like twice as fast. Right, what if you have like four times the resistance?
What if there was tailwind?
Then he would have the advantage, I guess, because it's like reverse.
Okay,
aero.
So that's the one way the fat guy could win.
Maybe, assuming the wind is faster than the rider.
It depends on the elevation, I guess.
No, I'm saying like in general. Like,
no, so if the elevation was too steep, then the wind wouldn't be blowing faster than he would be. But if it was like just steep enough
like
but not too steep,
okay, like if he's in like 40-mile wind, where like it's a backwind,
the whole
like,
way down.
Maybe.
I want to make this. I want the fat guy to win.
But like that's like using your body as a sail at that point.
That's like anime levels of fantasy right there. It's
right.
like, oh, he got the backwind.
Multi-track drifting.
That'd be sick. That'd be dead ass sick.
I'd also be dumb.
You know, bicycle. You never watched the bicycling anime though. You don't know how.
I've seen Triplets from Belleville. You know about that one.
You never saw Yono Hamoguma Pedal or whatever.
No. But have you seen Triplets from Belleville?
Is it a bicycling anime?
It's a French movie.
Oh.
About the Tour de France, which you know all French people love.
I think you would love a bicycling anime. You would get into it.
You know what anime I'm watching these days a lot?
Delicious in the Dungeon.
Well, besides that, fucking band anime. As a person in a band,
like a Bocchi the Rock.
Yeah, I love Bocchi the Rock.
You ever watch Becker Mongolian Chop Squad?
Yes,
it's a good fucking show.
It is good.
It's fucking amazing,
dude. I slept on it for so long.
That shit was amazing.
Yeah.
When I first saw that, the reason why I love it so much is because I had such low expectations.
Same.
But I watched it, I was like, this is fucking incredible. Blew my expectations out of the water.
But I mean, I love Bocchi even more.
Bocchi is high. I think Bocchi is highbrow. Honestly,
yeah,
it's highbrow shit.
No, but it's crazy, like,
because they deal with psychological issues.
That's true, but I'm saying like they really went into like how a band, like, okay, I always have
a high school band, no less.
Okay, like I always have respect for like shows where when they're like, oh, the band plays badly, they actually play badly.
Yeah.
Like Bocchi did that.
Yeah.
Because so many are like, yeah, band's not very good. Proceed to like play like professional quality music.
Yeah.
That like a high schooler would never be capable of.
Beck is guilty of that. Mongolian Chop Squad's guilty of that.
Well, so Beck like never sucked, right? Like the guy practiced guitar for like 3 years straight. I'm just saying, like,
incredible every single episode.
Yeah, so like there was never like a band is supposed to suck thing.
Yo,
like,
what band did they remind you of the most?
Mongolian Chop Squad?
Yeah. I say Rage Against the Machine.
A little bit. Well, they had like Rage, they had like Red Hot Chili Peppers, they had that whole
Nirvana.
segment. They had that whole segment where he played with like effectively Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
Right? That was kind of fun.
That was weird. For the festival, but
I
think they were just going
like,
with
Americanu, like
Japanese festival vibes.
Yeah,
yo, that looked like a great festival to be at, though. To be honest,
yo, dude, have you been to foreign music festivals?
Not yet.
Oh, I actually have. They are much better than American ones. I hate to say it.
The only thing is, American ones you could do drugs.
Oh no, you could do drugs at all.
No, I mean you can't do drugs in it's harder to do drugs in the Japanese ones.
Okay, so I went to Primavera, the one in Spain.
That's cool.
Yeah, by accident, actually.
Hells yeah.
It was funny as shit.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, I was like there one day by myself, and I was like, oh, like what's going on? Like what's like cool in music? And they were like, yeah, it's Primavera Festival, right?
Hells yeah.
And I was
it's like a visa.
And I was like, oh, like, can I get tickets for it? I was there like Thursday by myself. It's like, yeah, Thursday's like the only day it's not sold out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, sweet. Like, is it far? No, it's like 5 stops away from where I was staying.
You just went there by accident.
Yeah.
Got in on fluke.
No, so like I went, like I signed up. There's like a whole thing with buying tickets. It was a little tricky. Like, because you had to do it on your phone, and then like my phone died. I had to like go to like a cafe. It cost me like a bunch of money. But then I was there for like fucking 14 hours. Like I got in at like 12 and I left at like 6 a.m. Like fucked up.
That's awesome. Well, Europeans I think are better at partying than Americans.
Well, let me tell you how good it was.
Wait, before that, we're gonna take a quick bathroom break.
Okay, you are gonna take a quick bathroom break.
I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break, but hold that story.
Okay.
And this episode is brought to you by White Claw. Peroni.
Yeah, Peroni, bro.
Peroni, sorry.
You got one White Claw, you got like 6 Peroni.
Peroni, yeah, Peroni.
The Italian beer.
The Italian beer.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Peroni. A great beverage to have when you're at a European festival. Anyway, be right back, guys. Yeah. All right, so the idea is if you're going to look at porn while you're in class, you might as well jerk off. Otherwise, you're just a weirdo.
I agree. You should fucking jerk it.
No, but that's
Don't be a bitch.
That's not even a class thing. Like that's a real weird people thing. Like there are people who look at porn in the social, like just as if they're watching like Netflix on their phone.
Yeah,
they're just looking at porn.
Don't do that.
And they're like, they could be working at a desk at like a hotel or something, or they could be.
Yeah, they're just like playing like some video of like a chick getting railed by like 2 dudes or something. Yeah,
that is weird. That is very weird.
Like, what are you doing? Like, why is this interesting?
That's not okay. We should stop as a species. Stop doing that. You should not ever look at porn in public. In fact, I think we should start like smacking people who look at porn in public.
Hot. I might be into it.
I mean, because what else can we do? Because otherwise, it's gonna turn into like an actual sick.
Well, that's what Japanese people do. That's why they censor all their porn, so they can watch it in public.
That's hilarious.
That's the trade-off.
That's so funny. That's
right?
so fucking.
No, you know about that?
No.
Like, yeah, like...
How do you know about that?
Because I'm a weeb.
Jesus. Are you a real weeb, though?
Yes. But I hate weebs.
Yeah, I should tell you. I'm talking to an older woman.
Yeah, hold on. Let me tell you the fucking Primavera Festival story.
All right, tell me the Primavera Festival
The people are waiting. They were like, bathroom break? Okay,
all right, fine. We're back from the bathroom break. where we're now hearing the rest of the Primavera story.
Yeah. Okay, so... Yeah, okay. The food and the drinks are super cheap. Like in America, they price gouge
like $12 for a corn dog.
Like that's America. No, over there it's like beer is like €3, food is like €6. At least when I went.
So €3 is like $6 American?
No, it's like
$1.50 American.
It's like $3.50 American.
Oh, okay, that's not
at least back in when I went. Yeah, and it's like everything is super reasonable. Like I had like 3 or 4 meals, and it was like €40 total, like with drinking like the whole time.
Cool.
Like it was insane how good it was.
Were there a lot of like attractive people?
Maybe. Somehow I wasn't paying attention to that.
I just thought that because it's Europe.
It wasn't like an American rave or something. Like no one was like
slutting out.
Yeah, there's no like boobing. There was no like no, but like the bands that I saw, like at least from my choice, were like not like party people bands, Except I saw churches, or churches with a V.
Churches is cool. You saw churches at that festival? That's awesome.
They were like headlining that night.
Churches is sick.
I actually don't like them that much.
They make because to me, in my opinion, they make good breakup music, and no one wants to hear breakup music often. Like.
No, I mean, I think they're just like all right.
I think they're great.
Okay, interesting. Well, I don't know like what albums you like or whatever.
The Bones. I think it's called Bones.
Okay.
The Bones of What We Share, the Bones of What We Believe. I think someone.
That sounds like a breakup album. Well, like I wasn't at a breakup. Okay, I was just there. Yeah, I saw like Bjork. I saw Nick Cave. I saw Warpaint. If you know,
Warpaint's good.
Yeah, you actually like Warpaint?
Yeah, the girl band.
Yeah, that's fucking funny.
I
who the fuck else likes Warpaint?
I like Warpaint.
I
know
really good.
Warpaint. Yeah,
they're like underrated as fuck. Like female Radiohead.
No, there was an era where I liked a lot of like girl bands. I mean, they're not. I wouldn't call them girl band. They were just bands with girls to me. Like I liked this band called Now Now. Okay. Did I ever show you Now Now? Oh, you would love Now Now.
Okay. Interesting.
There was also this other band besides Warpaint. I mean, did you ever hear Tricot?
Yes.
That was around the time I got into Tricot too.
Well, Tricot is more math rock than it is girl, in my opinion. No, but no, like during Warpaint, like so many lesbians making out, like that's all cute. Around me.
That's cute.
Yeah,
they're a dyke band.
It was just funny as fuck. I was like, yeah,
yeah. That's a hate the man. They make hate the men music.
No, I don't think they hate men, but I do think they have a lot of lesbian vibes.
Yeah, they're like MGTOW for women.
Wouldn't like go
women,
that far either.
They're like WTO.
Like they're definitely like women empowering, but they're not like anti-men. Or at least I wouldn't say that. Like I don't think they alienate their male audience.
Well, now they're just irrelevant. Like who the fuck gives a fuck about Warpaint these days?
Yeah, they haven't really done that much. No, what was I gonna say?
I mean, there was a dark period for bands in general. Like,
no, but like, yeah, I don't know. I got to see Bjork too. That's pretty cool.
Bjork?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but like, it was so crowded. Like, I think that was like the tightest crowd I've ever been in. This for Bjork. It's like massive.
Like if someone had a knife, they could have gotten away with stabbing someone in the kidney and just getting lost in the crowd.
If someone had a knife, they would have gotten away with stabbing. They would have stabbed someone in the kidney, and they wouldn't have been able to run.
Oh,
because like it's so dense. Yeah. Like you would have just been like stuck there. It's like Times Square, like ball drop shit.
You just can't go anywhere.
No, like you cannot. No, but I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say. Fuck.
Fucking would you ever go to a Eurovision?
No.
Why?
It's not interesting to me.
Why isn't it interesting to you?
It's just not. Like it's like, so you think you can dance, or like America's Got Talent, but like with like gay Europeans or so.
All right. Well, would you ever go to like a DEF CON festival?
DEF CON? You mean like the hacker convention?
Is that what that? No, I thought it was like this hardcore Euro music festival where they play hardcore and hardstyle.
We might both be right.
Oh no, I do know about DEF CON, the hacker panel. Yeah,
I go to that one.
I mean, that's fun. I mean, the fucked up part about DEF CON panels, the hacker one, is that like they usually showcase people who fucked up so bad. And then they're like, don't be like this guy. You know, like, don't be like this guy who did this stupid fucking shit and now he's in like fucking federal prison.
That's like a good lesson though. I don't know.
What?
I like informational like conventions.
Oh, me too. I mean, I don't knock that stuff. I'm just saying, like, it's just I'm not gonna go there for like a good party time. I want to go there to like learn.
I will say I don't like music festivals where it's like one genre. That kind of annoys me, especially if it's like a really repetitive genre.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I don't like music festivals in general, unless
because you haven't been to the European.
No, ones. unless the one time I like actual music festivals is when we're camping.
It's different. It's like Coachella shit.
Is it?
I don't know. Don't they camp at Coachella?
I don't know. They do. They camp at a bunch of festivals, but I like festivals where you're camping.
Oh, dude, you know which festival I always wanted to go to?
What?
Okay, there's
Electric Forest?
No, there's a summer solstice festival in Iceland.
That's cool.
And you like camp, and it's like day all day, all night.
That's nuts.
Yeah, like that sounds like a fucking experience.
Yeah,
I fucking want to go to that shit.
Yeah, it's awesome. I would do that,
dude. I remember one time Radiohead was playing there, and it was like when they released an album, and I was like, "Is it cheaper to fly to Iceland and see them at the festival and fly back than it is to like try to buy tickets in New York?" It was like,
maybe.
No, but then my friend got tickets. I was like, yeah.
You don't have to fly out. You just wanted to see Radiohead that bad?
I thought it'd be interesting. Well, like, if you get an excuse to fly to Iceland for like a music festival, it's like not bad.
It's good. That's understandable.
Yeah, and then you get to see all the other bands too. But then you're at a music festival.
In Iceland.
Yeah.
Iceland sounds nice though.
Yeah, they should call it Niceland.
No, I mean really, like, I bet you could find a beautiful wife in Iceland.
I mean, I'm already taken right now, but
I'm just saying in general, like anyone, or a beautiful husband in Iceland.
Well, no, hold on. Okay, they're like Northern European, basically, right?
Yeah.
Which means their women are a little
magical,
square.
They're magical,
like, you know, like.
Like bricks.
Yeah,
like bricked up.
Yeah. So I might be wrong though. I don't know.
No, I think they're really pretty.
Like, are Norwegian girls hot or not? I don't know.
Yeah. They're pretty.
Okay. You say so.
I mean, I've been with a Canadian, and she's
that doesn't count.
No, there's a lot of Canadians.
Like Canadian what? Like French Canadian,
Northern European Canadian.
Like I don't know. That's not even Canadian at that point.
I mean, I think Nordic people in general are pretty chill. You know,
they are chill.
They're very magical. They're more magical than we realize. Like they're into very mystical shit.
I'm definitely a South European person. Sorry,
South Europe. They're South European. Southern Europeans are very mystical too, though.
No, but like Spanish, Italian, Greek, like
they're very mystical too.
Better, like maybe French. French probably. Like I would prefer over like German, Norwegian, like.
So you prefer like the Greek pantheon over like say like the.
I'm talking about girls here. What the fuck's a pantheon?
No,
hey, trying to fuck a pantheon? No,
I was talking about culture. My God. No, I was here talking about the culture. Okay, you're here to. All right, fine. Yeah, you're right. I get you. I agree with you there. You know, like something about the voluptuousness of Southern European women. It does kind of outclass the platinum blondish. Yeah, I see that. It's just. I think like, you know, beyond just that, also the culture is pretty intriguing, you know.
Well, I mean,
but I do think Northern European people are capable of pumping out some feminine looking.
No, for sure. No, I'm like Slavic. I don't like Slavic women, generally speaking.
Yeah, I feel that. All right.
But like, I am Jewish. I like Jewish women.
Yeah.
So that's like a.
What about like a Greek Jewish woman?
Bro. That'd be so hot.
Imagine if you met like a Brazilian Jewish woman.
Yeah, I should be careful here because, like, fun fact, my girlfriend actually listens to these podcasts.
No, get the fuck out of here.
No, yeah, I was like, why?
I think the funniest Jewish combination.
She's probably gonna hear this shit. She's gonna be like, bro, why are you saying that?
I think the funniest thing would be like meeting like a Chinese Jewish woman. I'd be like, this is a rare.
That's literally my cousin's daughter. Okay.
Chinese Jewish, that's pretty intense.
That happens. That's like Mark Zuckerberg's daughter.
Could you imagine, like,
bro, the Chinese Jew combination is hard.
That's like Zhuge Liang mixed with Einstein. You know, like that's like weird. You know?
No, dude, like
Chinese Jewish makes super baby.
that would be actually interesting. Like, how will they fare in the future?
They'll be the biggest. They'll be the most powerful bug person in the universe.
I can see that. Why do you think they're bug
people? No, I don't say bug people as in a bad way. Like, sure. I don't think there's anything wrong with the insect. Okay. First of all, bugs are very powerful. Okay. Bugs are very beautiful.
Sure.
Don't you think so? They're like
but like I still feel like it's a derogatory term when applied to a person.
Yeah, because they're small and we step on them, and I get that. But despite that, they're still very much a formidable force of nature.
Yeah, well, like it's precisely that they don't have agency.
What?
That's the derogatory part.
But then you think about that. Do any of us have agency? What other animals?
Well, the whole reason you describe some people as bug people and some people as not bug people is the level of agency that they have, right?
I guess that's a good point. That's why they're called bug people, because they're like, you perceive them as well. But the truth, I'm saying that's despite the derogatory terminology and the intention, bugs are still really cool. I'm saying if I identified spiritually as an insectoid, I wouldn't see that as like derogatory, because there are some people.
Yeah, okay, you're like reaching here, because like no one who is a bug person would identify as a bug person.
No, there are like people who are into like the new age shit and believe in star seeds. There's some people who believe they're kind of like more like from the star seeds of Pleiadians, or like the star seeds of like
plebeians
from the Orion belt. You know, like denizens. Because if you believe, all right, first of all,
okay, you have to stop going on the internet. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying this. All right, let's look at it this way. Right, here's the way it makes sense. Reincarnation is a thing that people believe in, correct?
Some, yeah.
Yes. So if people do believe in reincarnation, right? Do you think that belief stops at just beings on Earth, or like sentient beings on Earth, or why can't it be beings on other planets too? Why not?
That is a good question.
Exactly.
Actually.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
no. I'm saying this is how fast they jump to that, like real quickly.
Well, I guess it depends on whether or not you believe in aliens.
Reincarnation. Oh,
well, no,
Well,
given
both. You know, both.
Given that you believe in reincarnation, do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, but if you do believe in aliens, then it's like
then you could get reincarnated as like a fucking
Martian,
other whole galaxy.
Maybe you were a Martian of ancient Mars civilization.
Hold on. I'm not saying Martians. Like, we know Martians don't exist as far as I can
tell. No, I'm saying maybe they did exist like billions and billions and billions and billions of years ago.
Well, no, then you would have been reincarnated like 5,000 times. Or like
exactly. No, but that's what Vedic tradition says. They says if reincarnation is real, you'd have to assume you've been reincarnated many.
Right.
And reincarnation is not necessarily linear. Like, just because you got reincarnated in 2024 doesn't mean you can't be in 1940 something. You know.
What?
They say it could be non-linear.
So you're saying, okay, so by that logic, would you say Hitler was carrying out like
it's possible
some karmic justice by like allowing like people to get reborn as Jews?
I don't think there is any.
In 1940,
I don't think there's any justice in any of this. I don't think it's about justice at all.
No. But isn't that how reincarnation works? Like, isn't it like if you suck in your current life, you get reincarnated to a lower one?
I don't think it's about that either. I think what I think it is about polarity and like energy, and it's like you expended this much energy in this way, and you're going to have to give this much back in this way, just like balance out the scales.
Well, that doesn't make sense. Like, if you're a human, you gave a lot of energy. Why would you become like a bug?
No, if you're a human and you took a lot of energy, then you have to become a bug 50 times over so that you can give that much energy back.
But why does a bug give like 50 times more energy than a human?
You could do it 500,000 times, 5 million as punishment.
No, I'm just saying, like, why does that make sense?
Well, this is why you have to be more conscious.
Why can't you just be a human that gives back energy?
This is what, and if you choose to do that, then you're going to be rewarded for that in the next lifetime. Supposedly, allegedly.
Right. So then it is karmic. To some degree.
Karmic, yes.
Yeah, so then that's what I'm saying. Like,
I guess so.
Yeah. But like, did the people in the Holocaust like give off spiritual energy?
I hope. I don't hope anything about that. It's just
but I'm saying, like, how did that work? Like, spiritually, like, what was going on?
The scariest part to me is that the Nazis allegedly had access to alien technology.
No, they were just
UFOs.
They were just German. Like, Germans are just like really good at engineering,
and they had like apparently they had access to like Adderall before anyone else did. Like
yeah, they were doing a lot of drugs,
and like they had access to like crazy, insane tech. That
yes.
I mean, look at the people who gave us nukes, right? They were pretty much German, right?
For sure.
Yeah, and
Hungarian actually, and the Americans, it was
they were Germanic. They were Germanic people.
No, like. A lot of the scientists that worked on the nuclear bomb in America that we like know of were like Hungarian Jews.
What is it about Northern Europeans? Why do Northern Europeans have this history of like just technological genius?
Well, mostly Germans, not really the other ones.
Germans are really good at like engineering. You're right, it is engineering. But what engineering on its fundamental basis is like a mastery of elements, pretty much. It's like they just have a as a culture to be known to have a mastery over elements. That's insane.
Yes. Well, no. So Germans had like a massive chemistry advantage in the early 20th century.
What did they have? Did they have the deposit for uranium or something?
No. They just like really studied the fuck out of chemistry.
Where did that come from, though? That tradition had to come from somewhere.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know either. France, maybe?
No.
Spain?
No, it was later. Like, that's too late.
Could be Eastern. Could be China. Could be like Mongolia or something.
No, not with Germany.
Or Tibet.
Okay, I don't actually know. Not like...
It had to have come from somewhere, that like thirst for like engineering ingenuity, you know?
Yeah, I don't know enough about history.
Yeah, I'll look this up. I'll try to anyway. Like, why are the Germans so autistic about their tech? Like, how did they get
pretty autistic?
How the fuck did they get this way? I want to know. Like, I want to know.
That has to do with their language
and their methamphetamine use.
Yes, but
and their language. Yeah, did you know that like speaking Japanese apparently rewires your neurons?
I think everything rewires your neurons. Like when it comes to language.
Yeah, but in speaking Japanese, like really alters your brain chemistry, like in a very specific way.
Wait, okay. Do you know the theory? I forgot what it is. There's like some theory where like if you speak multiple languages, you're gonna have like a different brain wiring than if you speak like a single language.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Or something like that.
That's like saying like if you play a sport, you're gonna have a way different brain chemistry.
Yeah, I mean, on some level, it's just like, yeah, obviously. Right?
But then again, at some point, it's like, what the fuck does that really mean, though? It's like we don't know enough about our brains to know a baseline.
No,
standard,
but like
you know?
well, like okay, like you think in English, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like some people like don't, right?
Well, sometimes I think in Korean.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, I could think in Russian.
Yeah.
But I don't usually think in Russian.
Me neither. I usually think
like
in
growing up, I thought in Russian.
Most of the time, I usually think in English.
Yeah. So like, think. Okay.
Well, the thing about English is so advantageous because the lexicon.
Well, obviously.
Of English is.
Well, we also know better.
But also English, like you can't even like no matter what language you speak, you compare it to English. English just has this huge amount of words. Like,
dude, you should see Russian. Like Russian gets like kind of crazy if you're like good at it. I'm not that good at it.
I'm not good at Korean either, but like I'm just saying, English is like a really good lingua franca. You know, it's
sure.
It's not even good. It's just very effective. It's very, and it's crazy to think that even that is like Germanic language.
Yeah. Well, it's Latin based, but yeah.
But no, it's not, because you could speak English without using any Latin based rooted words.
Interesting. Okay.
It's going to be a pain in the ass and it sound like really ridiculous, but it's like instead of saying like I went to the library, it's like I went to the book learning whatever. You know,
now you're just German. Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Like instead of library, they'd have like book learning thing. It's like a word.
Book learning, yeah, book learning. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, you apparently you can't do it the other way around. You can't speak English without any Germanic influence. You can speak English without any romantic like Latin.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
It's crazy.
Okay. When you think in Korean, do you feel like you have a different personality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel more smaller. Like I feel more immature. I feel more.
Well, is that because like your lack of mastering the language, or because you like
vulnerability?
Like go back to like being a kid?
Probably.
Or is it like something in the language itself?
No, it's definitely the language could be very aggressive, and the language could be very like whatever. It's just if I was dealing with a tough guy who could only speak Korean, I would feel so much more lost, because if only he could understand me and like exactly what I'm saying, then maybe.
Well, that's like a mastery issue.
Yeah, it is. It's a skill issue. I could easily learn Korean, and I've been working on it. It's just
pasa.
I'm just like on such basics right now. It's just I'm trying to learn too many different things at once. So
maybe
what?
So yeah, you maybe
But it's all good. Like I still give time its due. It's just I try.
Yeah.
I mean, learning Korean would be useful.
I don't know any Korean like at all. Like I can't even like say like a Korean phrase besides like kimchi or some shit.
If you and I went to Korea, we could probably get by just the two of us.
I mean, if you did all the talking, yes.
I mean, every once in a while, we would come across someone who could speak English.
But then we'd be both fine.
Yeah.
Yes, then I'd just be useless. It'd just be all you.
But the thing is, a lot of people speak English in Korea.
Sure.
They, poorly, like very, very poorly, but they still, kind of get. You just can't you can't talk like the way we're talking now. Yeah. Like you'd have to talk like a retard. Like.
Oh, dude. Yo, fun fact, by the way. If you go to Europe, like the more, basically, like if you go to Germany, they'll be like, "Oh, English, it's so hard. I'm so bad at it," and proceed to speak like perfect English, like better than like the average American. If you go like Spain, they'll be like, "Yeah, I speak English, whatever," and they'll like not know like a single fucking word. And that like threw me for such a loop.
Meanwhile, Spanish is supposedly so much closer, but it's not true.
No, that's why they're like, yeah, whatever. Like English, Spanish, like the same shit.
It's German.
And then like they cannot understand a goddamn thing.
No, the German is a lot closer to English.
No, the thing about Germans is they actually study it. Like they're like studious like that. They're not going to claim to know something they don't.
It's just more swapped, but I think the flow of German is a lot like English.
As far as I know, no. Like their sentence structure does not mirror English sentence structure. Like I think we do like subject, verb, object. They do like subject, object, verb or something.
Something about it is just so English related though.
Yeah, I mean, it's got
maybe it's just 1 degree of separation. That's what keeps it.
No, but I'm saying like I don't know how to explain it. I'm like a German knower.
He's about to hop, I think.
Yeah, obviously. Meowie boy.
Yeah, he's a good cat. Yeah. Nice soft fur. Bushy tail, bushy healthy tail.
This guy,
you know, just chilling.
Anyone who's listening to this audio only will not see the cat, but there is a cat.
Yeah, his name's Mochi.
Yeah, he's been featured like every podcast so far.
Yeah,
just like unknowingly.
Yeah,
like, unacknowledgedly.
Yeah, he likes to get around.
Yeah, he jumps in front of the camera and is cute.
Yeah, he likes you. He doesn't. I mean,
he's friendly as fuck.
Admittedly, he likes you more than most other people.
Maybe. I've never seen him like around.
I mean, all right. Like sometimes he jumps on your lap even briefly, but he doesn't do that with anyone else.
This guy trusts me. He's a bro.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's a bro.
He's a very good boy.
He's a very good boy. I feel like we're talking about a dog.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he gets as big as a dog. That'd be sick.
Which kind of dog? Different dogs get different sizes.
Yeah.
Like, do you want it to be like a lab?
I don't know. I want a big cat. I would love a huge cat.
My sister's cat is fucking long. Like, he's like half Maine Coon.
Yeah.
Maine Coons are huge.
Yeah. I love Maine Coons.
Yeah, so like my sister's cat is like 4 feet or some shit.
Apparently, the other problem with big cats is they don't live that long.
I hope my sister's cat lives long. 'Cause he's a cutie.
Yeah. Even with big dogs, is the same thing. Like the bigger the dog.
So you're saying like Chihuahuas have like the longest fucking lifespan?
I guess
that's fucking bullshit.
That's awesome though. Like the worst dog has the longest life. Like the shittiest, most fucking annoying dog just lives long. It's like, try to kill me, fucker. You can't.
Yeah, Kiro Taco Bell.
Yeah. Like it's like rabid as fuck. Awesome. You know that I respect Chihuahuas for being such a shitty fucking but persistent dog. Like they're great. Chihuahuas are respectable.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of dog breeds, what's your take on Shiba Inus? Have you encountered Shiba Inus?
Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah, but like some of them are like total bitches and like really stupid.
Oh, like okay, yeah, they're just really like angry and not cool and chill. No. I like
divas.
I like their how their butts waddle when they walk. It's funny.
They're super cute. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like,
well, this is
personality-wise.
This is why, like, this is what I was telling you before. I mean, I was always a dog person. I always preferred dogs, but then once I started living with a cat, I was like, I realized cats are just so crazy. Yeah, crazy.
Fun fact: he's licking my feet right now.
I mean, I still love dogs like so much, but
especially my heel, not even like my toe.
Yeah.
This weird guy. Keep your foot fetish to yourself, cat.
I don't know. All I know is cats are really interesting. Very interesting creatures to have around you.
And super cute. They're like raccoons, but like.
I mean, there's also crazy, insane mythology around cats. Like that when I researched it, like apparently, dragons. This was one myth that's just dragons disappeared when cats started showing up.
Based?
Like the spirit of dragons ran away into cats.
Oh, that'd be weird.
I mean, did you know like cats are like the only felines with those lizard eyes?
Oh, with like the circle to snake?
Yeah. Like if you look at like tigers and big cat, they don't have that
interesting. Shit. Oh, what do you think of like goat pupils?
They're cool. I love it.
Go like the sideways.
They're awesome.
Slit.
They're fucking awesome.
Fucking weird.
You don't like it?
I don't know. It's kind of creepy.
I think they're cool.
I can see why they're like satanic or something.
They see everything in a lower dimension.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah, but I love cats. I think cats are like, I mean, even if they are very predatory and very reptilian, cats are very reptilian. Cats are Look at them. They're like, when you stretch
they're like
them out, they're
not reptilian. No, that's not the word I'd use. They are predators for sure.
they're reptilian. I love them for their reptilianness. They're very reptilian. They're like lizards.
Would you want a lizard?
No, I want
Why
to.
not?
But a cat is like it's like everything. It's like a mammal, but it's also a lizard. Like, because it's very predatory.
Well, not all lizards are.
But it's warm and
Actually,
fluffy. It's like a warm and fluffy
Yeah.
lizard killer. You know, it's.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. Look at the way it acts. Like it likes to lay in sunlight, you know, and curl up and sleep all the time.
It's called being cute.
And it skitters around everywhere, and it kills.
So cute.
And it kills things. It kills everything.
Super cute.
Cats are kind of like weird in nature. Like, why would nature make that? That's a weird creature.
Well, like, where are they native to? Like, originally, are they like African?
No, I don't know.
I think they're African.
Are they?
I think. Like, I don't know if they existed.
Egyptian,
in, like,
maybe.
Well,
maybe,
yeah. Like Egypt had cats, and then like you'd have like all the cats in like Africa.
I mean,
and then I guess they got to like.
Apparently,
Europe?
even in the ancient Egyptian mythology, like cats were ancient
Right.
for the ancient Egyptians. Like the cats were around.
Sure.
Like
No, but I'm saying, like, did Americas have cats? I feel like they didn't.
No,
I don't know.
maybe
I literally do not know.
they had like what? They had like mountain lions, cougars, maybe.
I don't know. Did they?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Cats are like house cats are weird happenstance animals.
Right.
They just came out of nowhere. I mean,
Well,
they
no,
really.
Egyptians did have like cats, like proper cats.
I mean, this is what
But I'm saying, like, did Europeans? Maybe. Like, when did Europeans get cats?
when dragons disappeared,
When did Europeans get dragons?
way before cats showed up.
Wow.
Apparently.
Okay.
No, I mean, I like that idea because cats do seem like little dragons.
Maybe. They're just divas.
Nah, they're killers. They're like little ninjas.
Yeah.
I love cats.
Good. How much time we got on this podcast already?
Oh yeah.
Like, I've been here forever.
Yeah, we're about good to wrap it up. Anyway,
Okay.
good night, folks.
All right, peace.
Motherfucker.